Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
So there are times that I have people say to me that, Karen, I really want these things that I want, but, the things that I have to do to get it, I'm just not feeling it today. I just don't feel like working out today. I just don't feel like making good food choices today. I just don't feel like doing the work. Let me make something perfectly clear for you, sister. The results that you want in your life a lot of times will require that you do things that you have committed to doing even when you don't feel like it. So what do I mean by this? Well, for example, I get up early in the morning. I get up usually 4:30, 4:40, okay? And it's interesting when I talk to people and they go, oh my God, you get up that time? I go, yeah, because then I can I get to work out. I'm able to journal. I read, I teach things back, which is my daily Facebook post. I text my husband. I take care of me in that morning time. It's important for me to have this time for me. And that requires that I get up early because I've got 2 little kids. And when people will say to me, it's but I was going to get up, but I just didn't feel like it. It's funny how they think that I am either a, quote, morning person, or I'm disciplined, or somehow I have this kind of special sauce that's who I am that makes me this freak that I'm able to just do these magical things. And the bottom line is, sister, it's got nothing to do with any of those things. It's the fact that when I make a commitment to something, if you want the results that you want within your life, you need to do what you need to do, whether that's work out, if it was something like a fitness goal, whether that's, for example, me right now recording this fucking podcast. Even when I don't feel like it. Right now, I don't fucking feel like it. It is 9:11 p.m. on a Saturday night. My youngest little boy will not go to sleep. Not a common thing for it to happen. And I'm fucking tired. But I'll tell you what, I made a commitment that for the rest of this year, as I record this rest of 2016, and this was towards the end of November, that I would record a podcast daily. That's the commitment that I made. That's it. Right now, I don't feel like doing it. At all. I was seriously going to bail. I'm fuck this. Tired. I need to get some sleep. Often in the evenings, that's time my husband and I will be doing some work because our boys are in bed and it's a Saturday and, we have some work that we need to get things done. I don't have a lot of time during my day to work because I'm dropping off kids in the morning for school and daycare. I've got about a 5-hour block and then I'm picking up kids again. So the time we often have is in the evening, and that's okay. It's what we've chosen. There's things that we want to do. This is what is required. But if you somehow think that every single morning I jump out of bed let's do this, yeah, you must be smoking something, sister, because that is not the way it works. You must be willing to do things in spite of if you are feeling it or not. Think of something I was just talking about, parenting, right? How many times do you do things for your kids that you need to? It could just be even simple things like feed your kids, get them to bed, have them take a bath, help them with school stuff, whatever it might be. But you don't feel like it and you do it anyways. Well, why is that? Well, because I'm going to assume, I'm going to take a big leap here and say that you have made a commitment as their mom or as their dad. We have a lot of dudes listen to the podcast as well. To be there for them, to provide for them, to support them, to help raise these amazing kids. And that's going to mean that you do things at times that you don't feel like doing. because you know it's what required to get the outcome that you want. The outcome that I wanted was to do a podcast daily. So here I am late at night on Saturday, December, what is today, the 17th. Now 9:14 p.m. I'm doing this podcast for you right now, sister, because I made a commitment, because what I want is to honor my word. What I want is to connect with you daily for the rest of the year, because I just felt really compelled. It was the voice that just said, hey, daily you're going to do a podcast and a Facebook Live. Now, Facebook Live I'm not able to do on the weekends because I'm with my kids. So that's a challenging thing to do, and I'm not doing them late at night or like early in the morning. But podcasts, yeah, I can do that. I've made the commitment to that. And there was another, whatever it is, the 17th now, so about another 14 days or so until the end of the year. I will keep doing these daily and then go back to 3 times a week. Because it's what I want. Because my why for that is to connect with you more for the rest of the year. Because I know that so many of you this time of the year will check the fuck out. December 1st hits, it's like, oh, holiday mode, woo, here we go. Everything I wanted is thrown out the window. I'm making all sorts of choices that I wouldn't normally make. And then I'm gonna wake up January 1st and be like, oh shit, with this regret hangover, let me set some New Year's resolutions. So my why for doing my podcast, this podcast daily, was to help keep you on course. Was to be the one voice, possibly maybe only the one voice, that's speaking to you, that you are hearing these messages. And perhaps can still choose to enjoy the holiday season without totally going off the rails, right? And for some of you, the holidays are a difficult time. I'll tell you, in my family, like, it's difficult. We're not close with any family. We don't live near any family. People are like, oh, what do you do with family with the holidays? I'm like, it's the 4 of us. It's me, Ed, Tyson, and Kai. Both Ed and I are the youngest in the family. We had kids in our 40s. Cousins are grown-ups. They don't know who they are. They don't have that experience. Ed's mom passed away this year. We've never really had like active grandparents in the kid's life, or just, they no longer have one grandmother. They have one now. But my mom has severe dementia. My dad's physical health is like really bad, and they might see them one more time. I don't know, maybe just a few more times. How did I get off on this tangent? This is what happens when you podcast late at night. Oh, we're talking about parenting as well then too. Yeah, so there's going to be times that you do things that you don't feel like doing because it's going to get you what you want. Because you're going to choose to do it in spite of that. Because again, for me, what I want is to be someone who does what she fucking says she's going to do. I don't want to be the sea of most people in the world that are just like, yeah, I'm going to do this thing. And then they don't do it. Talk, but no fucking action. Not me. Sister. And you don't have to be that way either. You can actually follow through and do what you said you were going to do. So here's your more tip for you then today. What is the result that you want that you have not been consistent in your actions? We've been waiting for you to feel like doing things before you actually do it. And what is one step you can take today, now, that's going to have you consistently making the decision to do the things you have to do to get what you want. So that's it. So here's what I want you to do then next, sister. There's going to be me again talking about my Women Wanting More live event. Here I am, talked about it in the podcast, every single podcast for probably the last 3 to 4 months. And you may be one of the ones that's been saying like, something's really calling me to do this, but I don't really know if I'm there yet. I don't know if I'm 1,000% feeling it yet. If there is some piece of you, sister, that's saying like, I need to be here, now is your time. So here's what you're going to do first. I want you to head over to drkarenosborn.com/live event. You're going to enter in your name and your email. And you're going to get immediate access to the Women Wanting More live event movie. You're going to see the experience of these 6 amazing women that did things that they didn't really feel like doing, but they clearly wanted to know what they wanted with their life in all areas of their life. They wanted to know why it deeply mattered. And they wanted to really learn the tools of how to put that into practice once they left the live event 2.5 days later. So you're going to get immediate access to the movie when you head over to drkarenosborn.com/live event. And you're going to be able to watch 5 of the 6 women after the event, 4 to 6 weeks later, of how the results are still there. And then if you feel like there's something inside of you, might not be feeling it, again, 1,000%, but there's a piece that's like, I need to at least watch this. Now is your time. Now's your time. And there'll be an opportunity to apply for the next live event, which at the time that I record this, it is 50% full. Okay, there are only 3 spots left. This is a very small, intimate event, but one that'll fucking change your life, sister. So I will talk to you in the next episode, A Life of More. It's just one step away from you doing the fucking work, even when you don't feel like it, every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborn.com/newsletter.